Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Adeptus Ridiculous podcast. I'm DK, your resident know-nothing. My co-host is Bricky, our resident knows more than nothing. Yeah, and Bricky's gonna teach us about some ridiculous Warhammer shit. What is it? I don't know. But if you enjoyed today's podcast, head over to patreon.com/AdeptusRidiculous and consider supporting the podcast. I think I said that twice. Doesn't matter. We're moving on. I'm not redoing this intro. Get cool stuff like really nice HD posters, access to our Discord, bloopers when they happen, cool shit like that. If we hit 15,000 on Patreon, we'll do a Demon Kill Boss episode, and it'll be great, I think. Maybe. It'll be memes, it'll be funny, you want it. Patreon.com/AdeptusRidiculous. Bricky, tell these fine viewers where they can get some really cool merch.
They can get some really cool merch at orkidate.com or check out the description. Our more recent one for Orktober is the wonderful I'm a Tank shirt and hoodie in its own right. Very good. I actually wore that yesterday. I'm liking it. I'm feeling good. And if you want to grab it, go ahead and grab it down there in the description. Also, finish reading Brutal Conan for your book club. Do it, or I will be at your house with a book. And I'll beat you with it.
Whoa, you can't just tell people you're gonna beat them with a book if they don't read it.
Sometimes it's not about the book, Spider-Man. It's about the merch. Love the merch. Buy the merch. Sell the merch. Get a home run.
And a home run, baby. Let's go Mets. Spider-Man.
So, DK.
So, Bricky.
What is the day that we are recording this on?
Today would be Monday.
Date?
10/25/2021.
Ah, yes, excellent. The month first, because we're American and we're better than everyone else.
Way better. That's the only way to really do it, honestly.
Yeah.
So.
DK, how tall are you?
5'8", depending on what convenience store I just left. Ba-boom.
Used in feet and inches, correct?
Yes.
Not with metric system, right?
No. I'm American. We've already discussed this.
Right, exactly. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, right?
I mean, it makes perfect sense to me.
Well,
it's the only thing
you know
I've
what
ever
else doesn't make sense, DK?
This is a long build-up. This better be good, dude.
Oh,
this is a lot of build-up for whatever you're working on. This better be good.
Oh, well, it's not good anymore. You ruined it by not continuing it. Fuck it, we're talking about orcs again. Fuck you, whatever, man.
What? How are you gonna build that up to orcs?
I had like 3 more sentences, and then you ruined it.
What were you gonna?
Nope.
Continue
I'm not
on like
you.
I.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
How was that gonna lead up to orcs?
You would have known if you didn't jump the gun.
That's bullshit. You had nothing, did you?
I did have a thing. You jumped the shooter.
Okay, so we're talking about what orc is it a specific orc? Is it an orc event? Is it what's
it is orcs. This is a nice casual episode. It's not going to be too long. We're going to be having a good time, making memes, going to make you read some stuff.
Oh, hell
you know? We're going to do some of that. We're talking about the Ork Clans. Ork Clans. So the different types of Ork Clans. The snake bites, the blood axes,
cool.
The death skulls, the Goths. We're talking about all the Ork Clans. And this is kind of like our old Necron episode where we just kind of talked about the different dynasties and all that fun stuff. That's what we're doing today. We're having a nice, not too long, casual discussion over Ork Clans. Will we do specific clans as episodes later? Maybe, but it's just kind of like an overview of all the different kinds of clans, what they're about, what they do, all that kind of stuff. Which you might actually have a bit more of an understanding now that you've been reading Brutal Conan.
Yeah, a little bit. I know about the blood axes and all their planning.
The sneaky gets.
Yeah, because in Brutal Conan, whenever like the main orc is like he wants to do something, someone's like, "Oh, you got a plan?" And he's like, "Oh, do I look like a blood axe to you? Do I look like a Zogin blood axe?" And yeah, they get very upset that they're being considered like a blood axe.
Well, because blood axes are sneaky gits, and that's
they're sneaky. They're the planners.
Yeah, they're the annoying, sneaky boys. But in reality, I don't think they're actually that sneaky.
Oh,
I think they kind of are, but they're also not. Who's the main protagonist of Shai told me the Bad Moons.
Uthraka Black some. It's an orc name. Uthak Blackhawk. Sorry, yeah.
Oh
yeah. Uthak Blackhawk is his name. He's a big git from the Bad Moons.
The Bad Moons. So I believe the Bad Moons are the shooty ones.
Sure. Well, he doesn't actually do a ton of shooting. Actually, he really likes his snazhammer.
Snazhammer.
His snazhammer.
What's a snazhammer?
I don't know. It's like this big a hammer that I think gets like all electric and shit or something. It's like a power hammer deal.
Did he just steal a thunder hammer from a space marine? That's a thunder hammer.
Is that what he does, Shai? Does he steal a thunder hammer and I just didn't realize it because they were talking orc and I got confused?
Electrically charged big hammers are literally literally like.
Well, he one hands that shit.
He is from Waaagh. His boss is a big mech. Oh
yeah, his boss is a big mech.
Oh, okay, so they got fancy stuff. Okay, that makes more sense then.
Okay, cool. Well, I was like, there's no way I missed that he has a thunder hammer, like that thing that champion from the Genesis chapter had. I was like, there's no way it's that, because that's
Telemian,
yeah, that's a thunder hammer. Right?
Thunder hammers are big tank cracking fuckers. They're very strong.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, sure, a big enough hammer could probably do something similar depending on if the big mech has some cool stuff, but it really is all depending on you and it and all that stuff.
The orcs actually have some wacky tech in the book.
Yeah?
Yeah, because you get to see a pretty popular freebooter, and he can literally teleport wherever he wants, whenever he wants.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he just teleports. The room gets really cold, and then he just get it, and he just blips in.
Holy shit! I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, they never explain how it's a thing. I don't think he can do it.
Does he have like a generator, or is it just his imagination, or?
I don't think they've explained it yet. He just does.
Holy shit! That's horrifying.
Yeah. And he's a freebooter, so he's the bane of your nightmares.
Oh my god! Okay,
he's the bane of your tournament life.
Man, oh my god, fucking hell! You know what feels kind of bad? Getting a codex in the 9th edition of 40k, it's like a double-edged sword. On one hand, you're super happy that your army is getting a nice like a range update or like a refresh, and you'll be good again. But sometimes you'll be so good that no one wants to play with you. I feel like the poor guys who were just big AdMech fans, and they just really liked AdMech, and now they're like one of the strongest armies in the game, and everyone hates fighting them. They're like, oh man, I just like AdMech.
I just like AdMech. Play with me. No, fuck you.
No, don't wanna.
Gonna.
Yeah. Imagine having one of the largest 40k tournaments in the US, almost 200 players, and the final match against Drukhari and Orks goes down, and the Orks kill 1,800 of the 2,000 points of Drukhari turn 1, and the game is over.
Yowzas.
Freebooters.
That doesn't sound like a fun thing to watch. That sounds pretty,
The commentators were really nice because they were just sitting there like, what the fuck is this? It was great.
This is bullshit.
It is some shenanigans, which is unfortunate because if I was going to make an orc army, it would probably have been the freebooters because I think orc pirates are fucking cool. That being said, I also am kind of like, maybe I want to do blood axes because the blood axes look kind of neat, and I like the concept that they're sneaky gits, but they're also... They're sneaky gits, but they're not that sneaky. Like the blood axes are kind of sneaky, but it's more the concept of like they'll trade with foes and retreat and try to go around stuff instead of just run at it. That's like the extent of their sneakiness.
To an orc, that is pretty sneaky, because orcs are just like, yeah, I want to run ahead and punch something and have a good scrap. They'd never try to avoid stuff. Like, what kind of terrible orc does that?
Well, it's not a real orc. Not a.
Those zogging blood axes would do it.
There you go. All right, right there, DK. Should I post a quote? Give me the quote.
Oh boy. The human base has got walls and things, see? So if I goes up the wall all sneaky like and blows it up with me bombs, then there'll be an hole in the wall what the lads can go through, see? So when yous lots hear something go boom, you charge, 'cause there'll be an hole in the wall. Understand?
That's how sneaky the blood axes are.
that's their peak sneak. That's sneak level 100.
It's their plans. It's the reason why they've got an ability in game called "I've got a plan, lads."
Also, I like that peak sneak.
Peak sneak.
Peak sneak. Yeah, that's peak sneak. Yeah.
So let's go. We're kind of, like I said, this is gonna be a very casual episode. We're not gonna talk about everything. We're just kind of gonna enjoy talking about orcs for a bit because they're nice and humorous. First one we got here is the Goths.
Do they like shopping and Hot Topic? Sure that joke's never been made, eh? They're Goths. Like sounds a lot like goth, but it's. You guys couldn't hear it, but Bricky literally left the chat at that.
I'm back.
I'm back.
Hey, I'm back.
What happened to your connection, bud? You all right? Everything okay on your end?
Shut up. Just stop. I don't want to hear anymore.
So the Goths, eh?
The Goths! Goths are never beaten. Goths, the clan of good man Gaskell himself, the big boy. Mm-hmm. Goths are the largest and arguably the most aggressive of all the clans. They are got black with red trim and lots of checkerboards. And of all the orcs, Goths love battle. Any excuse to punch shit, any excuse, the slightest excuse, is to punch things.
Okay, so they're like peak orc. Like when you think of like an orc that's just going into ammo shit, really you're thinking of the Goths. That's like sort of the poster boy of the orcs is a Goth.
Yes, Goths are your orky boys. These are the orkiest orc boys of orcs. Goths love hand-to-hand combat. This is the kind of thing where, like, all right, you want 7 million orcs on foot with choppas, shooters, and stick bombs running at you in a giant tide of green. That's the Goths.
Yep.
Do you know what a stick bomb is?
I'm assuming it's a grenade. It's like one of those old-timey grenades that has like the sort of bowl on it and then has the big stick coming out of it, and you kind of like, I think it's like a German grenade, maybe, type of thing.
Yeah, it looks a lot like a World War II German grenade.
Yeah.
Then the quote-unquote is, hold on to the pin, throw the other pot. There you go. That's how the orcs think of it.
The stick bombs make a appearance in Brutal Conan. That's one of the ones where they're like, aiming is for cowards. Everyone knows you just throw a stick bomb and let Gork and Mork figure out if it should hit. Because aiming is for cowards.
Aiming is not a Goths thing. Goths run up. If they use vehicles, they tend to be big fucking vehicles, like really like big things like Gorkanauts or Morkanauts, and just some big ass stuff. They love their large amounts and hordes of infantry. They do enjoy some things like killicans, and a particular favorite of mine, something called a Death Dread. I like Death Dreads a lot. Death Dreads are pretty boss.
What's a Death Dread?
Well, death obviously isn't death.
Yeah, Death Dread, sure.
But it's a little like, it's like an orc walker with a whole bunch of little arms and stabby bits.
Oh, that's so cool. I actually love that.
It's like Death Dread, you know?
Oh, so it's like an orc dreadnought.
Kind of, yeah. It's mainly...
Except you probably don't have to be dead to pilot it.
Also correct. Well, yeah, I believe so. It is, I believe there's often, I think they take orc volunteers who really want to go in it, because there's also a Killican, but a Killican is piloted by a Grot.
Oh, the little gits.
Little Gretchen, and often a Killican will, once a Grot is able to get into a Killican, the first thing he'll do is immediately kill the other Grots that bullied him, because now he's got a really big Killican.
Yep, because now he's got a mech. Yeah,
it's really funny. But yeah, you know, you got some big old Goth battle wagons and things of that nature, but they're not too big into things like what's it called, like bikes here and there, but it's mainly just hordes upon hordes of infantry, some Killicans and Death Dreads and some big ass tanks, and they're pretty cool.
Yeah, I definitely like their little dreadnoughts. I love that like orc skull face thing.
Yeah, cool. They look really cool. Goths are definitely some of the bigger orcs because they do so much fighting. You know, constant fighting. They're always beating each other up in camp and all that kind of stuff. It's really, really cool. I like Goths. Goths are your classic orc. They're the orkiest of orcs.
Classic.
Next, we got the Death Skulls.
Oh.
And it's if you wanna, I'll give you another orc quote. Here you go, buddy.
Oh, okay. What this? No, I've had this for ages. Of course it's paint still wet. It's me favourite. Send it to you if you like. One careful owner.
So the Death Skulls are the Blue Boys.
The Blue Boys.
The Blue Boys. These are a clan that has a reputation for being a bunch of looters, scavengers, scroungers. They take shit. Death Skulls very often love the unit. There's a unit known as the Luda. There is actually a unit in the game called Ludas.
Okay.
And Ludas loot.
Oh, wow. Very, very appropriate name then.
They very often kill or take from other orcs and or enemies, and they're like, they take the stuff and they're like, oh no, this is mine. I've had it for years. What are you talking about?
What's the color? Is blue no, blue isn't the luckiest.
Oh no, blue's the lucky one. You're right.
Oh, okay. So that would make sense that the Ludas were the luckiest. With
yes,
the
blue orcs, the Death Skulls are the lucky orcs. They're very, very. They constantly try to like take weapons and machinery and other loot. Sometimes even in battle, they'll like destroy an Imperial tank and just start ripping it apart immediately and using it for armor or shields or guns. Like, woo, fun, free loot. Get the loot. I think they have an ability called Get the Loot. Which is very fun. So if you ever want to like commission like Imperial tanks redone with an orc aesthetic, like looted, you probably want to do some Death Skulls because that's the main thing.
Oh, that's a Luda thing. Gotcha.
It's a very Luda thing.
What is that mini that Shai just posted with like the fucking I don't want to say meat grinder on the front, but
that is
that? It's like a steamroller that has spikes on it.
That is a Taurox, an Imperial Tempestus Scion Taurox, looted and I think mixed with a battle wagon, as well as, and they have a thing called a Death Roller, and that's what the big spiky roller boy is.
It's so much cooler once the orcs got it. The normal one looks boring. Well, I say boring, but it's like an old timey World War aesthetic wagon.
Yeah, well, yeah, thing. Imperial Guard, you know.
Yeah. The orc one looks so much more dope. That's so much cooler. Oh my god.
It's really cool looking. I got another quote for you, DK. Your voice is gonna be shot right into this.
I'm earning my paycheck with today's episode.
This one's probably a little bit less yelly. They're a little bit more common. This one, I believe.
Okay. Oi, what's this then? All back of you, me shooters just lying here in the dust with no one using 'em. That's a shame, that is. Here, help me move these bodies so's we can give these shooters a proper home.
See? Very Death Skulls. Ludas.
Yeah, very Death Skull, yeah. I mean, no one's using them? Let's take them.
They take everything. They take uniforms. They take trinkets and jewelry and guns and metal. They're running around stealing stuff and using it to make them better, which is a lot of fun. Get the loot.
Surprised there isn't a story about them literally taking the kitchen sink and using it as like a breastplate or something.
That'd be a very good orc story.
It's like they steal everything, including the kitchen sink.
The main, or one of the main known Death Skulls guy, you may remember him. He was Mad Doc Grotznik.
Name definitely sounds familiar.
He's the guy who gave Gaz the head.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he's the Mad Doc Grotznik. So after that, we got the Bad Moons. You should know about the Bad Moons now.
Yeah, I see a bad moon rising, eh?
I don't get that one.
Oh, it's a song from forever ago. Don't worry about it. It's a boomer song for sure.
Well, I like boomer songs.
I see a bad moon rising.
Oh, that song. Yes. Okay, I got it. We're good.
I just had to sing it very horribly for you.
It's all right. You make up for it with the orc impressions. We're okay.
Nice. Nice.
So the Bad Moons.
As long as I still have a job.
Well, we'll have to see about that one later.
Oh, fuck.
The Bad Moons.
The Bad Moons.
These guys suck to paint because they're yellow, black, and gold.
Ooh, and boy, they stand out in the crowd.
Oh, they do. The Bad Moons are a super powerful orc clan and a very, very wealthy orc clan. They're the richest of them all. That's because their teeth grow back faster than anyone else. Oh. So they'll always have a steady supply of wealth because their teeth keep growing back. However, it is apparently not regarded as an unfair advantage because any orc who is bigger and ferocious enough can simply smash the teeth out of a Bad Moon's head, so he gets a lot more money for it.
Yep. Is that why they're yellow? Because that's like wealth, gold, money, shinies.
Yeah, a little bit, gold and teeth, that's always big, so they love gold, because gold is gives the color of the rich, the best color. Everyone likes gold. Often a lot of orc war bosses like to keep a mob of Bad Moons around them, so they can constantly punch them and get teeth, because they grow back so fast.
They're like little disposable banks. Yeah,
and they often have like the role of kind of like a merchant caste. They're very much they got as merchants and have a reputation of being very showy, show off. Lots of fancy stuff they carry. They're constantly like buying and selling and swapping and conning people of their teeth. They often wear very like garishly decorated banners, and they openly flaunt their wealth. A little bit strange that this kind of goes along the lines with the freebooters, where like how a captain of a freebooter thing would be covered in jewels and gems. You kind of have a similar concept with that, except in terms of gold shiny bits and teeth.
Okay, so are they good in a fight? Because they sound like they're sort of like almost a merchant caste that's more concerned about money, wealth, and looking fancy rather than necessarily being like.
Oh, absolutely.
Hard.
But the thing is that for them, they tend to often have lots of like Gretchen kind of run their way to do all the dirty work, and they just shoot them a lot. Bad Moons are the shooty ones. They've got guns upon guns upon guns, and the more money they have, the better guns they get.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess Bad Moons are one of the main orcs in Brutal Cunning, so yeah, they're very good in a fight then. Yeah, and I guess if Ulftak is a Bad Moon, he is very good in a fight. Okay.
Hey, there's plenty of guns because with lots of money means lots of guns. So often the orcs love things like Burna Boys, and they have really big guns like mech guns and combi weapons, gold-plated def guns and big shooters and like they would have like engraved guns, They would probably have all those engravings, give you no tactical advantage whatsoever, unless you're an orc, in which case it's fancy guns.
I could not imagine an orc with something as fancy as a gold-plated engraved gun. That just seems so weird to me.
Or these guys are the ones who got the money. And also, you got snaz guns.
Snaz, very snazzy. Is that why they're snaz guns? Because it's a snazzy gun, huh?
Well, they're either ballistic or energy weapons, but they're like really obnoxious.
Oh.
Like for instance, okay, Shai posted some pictures. Look at how many mag wells are in there. like top left, you've got 2 magazines on the bottom, a magazine on the front, a telescope on the top. You've got like a power pack in the back.
Yeah.
The one below that has like a flamer thing with a plasma piece and a chainsaw and like a gun. Like the one on the bottom right has 2 mag wells, a bipod, and it's a flamethrower. Like what the fuck is going on?
Those are some seriously orc guns. And it's funny that the one with the flame on it doesn't even have the flamer attachment.
It's like, so just
it's so orc.
It makes no sense. It's completely over the top. What the fuck are even these guns?
Yep.
It's
that picture
funny.
Shai posted must be those are freebooters, right? With their garish little, one's got a Corsair, he's got all those garish fucking emblems behind him. That's got.
I think those are Bad Moons. But one
are
of them
they?
just well, because remember, Bad Moons have like funky banners behind them all the time. There's some yellow in there.
That's true. There's the yellow and black checkerboard on that one that I didn't notice. I was just focusing on the one in the front.
Well, he has the pirate hat.
Yeah, so I figured he must have been Anyway, go ahead.
Well, for instance, I'm like, there's a Bad Moon guy named Captain Badruck. He's
in the book! He's the one that teleports!
Oh, shit, you're right!
He teleports, he's the one!
Yes, he was a freebooter captain, but as a former Bad Moon. I believe he's a freebooter. He's the king of the freebooters now.
Yeah. He's like one of the most important freebooters, right?
Yeah.
At the moment.
He's got a fucking mini and everything. He's got so much shit on him.
And he talks like a pirate.
Really?
Yeah, he does. He talks like a pirate, he does.
there's so many of these. They really enjoy. Oh, the cartoon pirate, of course he does. Mm-hmm. But then there's all these other kinds of like they have big mechs. Big mechs are a big thing they enjoy a lot. Big mechs are very I don't know how to describe them very much. Are they like Terminators, like Orc Terminators, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they got like they're giant walking like suits. They've got Grot Oiler, or the oil squig with the Grot Oiler behind them.
That's right. He squeezes the squig and all the oil comes out. What the fuck are on the shoulders of that one in the front? What is that shit? Are those like little satellite cannons? What are those?
I actually have no idea.
That looks that's a weapon. Like, and a part of me imagines like the light that comes, like the energy beams that come out of that are so bright that it needs that like welder's mask on the front.
It hurts too bad.
Yeah, because it's so bright. Yeah. You know,
I don't know.
A teleport blaster. Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Here it is. Teleport blaster. 10-inch range, assault D6, strength 8, -2, flat 3 damage. Holy shit.
Shai posted, Teleport Blast is an orc energy weapon sometimes integrated into mega armor used by big mechs. Based on teleport technology, the weapon folds its target into a warp space bubble and displaces it at random. Victims will only travel a short distance before they reappear again, so the mechs use the weapon to rematerialize them high in the air or inside a solid... Thus, a teleporter blast that tends to be unpredictable, but as many other orc weapons, still effective. Oh god, that I don't like that. I would not want to be hit with a teleport blaster or a teleporter blaster. That's, and then you just end up inside of like a wall. Oh, that's how you get in the wall.
Oh, it's salvaged from the Imperium. They have a whole contingent of teleporter blaster orcs. And they just send the kids in the walls.
Into the wall. I'm putting you in the wall, brother. Anyway,
you know, I was thinking of something a bit ago, DK. I was thinking, like, you know, the Night Lord's Screaming Gallery is really fucked up. But the Imperium put children in the walls, too. Like,
yeah, there are no good guys in 40K. Like, everybody
really
does some
not.
seriously fucked up shit. Like, humans put kids in the walls, Night Lords, Screaming Gallery, and just in general, their weird fetishes with killing people.
At least the orcs do it for effectiveness. There's like, zap, he's up high, and he falls down.
Or zap, he's stuck in a wall. Look at that git.
Look at his hands stuck out there. I'm gonna take it and sell it for more teeth.
I don't think we need to talk about why Tyranid are awful. We don't think we need to talk about why the Eldar are awful. Tau brainwash people, I guess, because you can't have good guys.
Well, Farsight are cool.
Yeah, they are. That's true. Tyranids aren't inherently evil. They're just animals looking to eat.
I don't know. You could argue that the Tyranid hive mind as an entity could be a little evil, but I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, orcs.
Orcs. So that's the bad moons. Next up, we come to the snake bites.
Oh, the snake bites.
Bites.
They're the savage, like,
the
prehistoric
old
orcs.
ways. Old ways are the best. That's how they always say it. They're definitely more of like a brown and beige color. But they wear like snake skin boots and leather pants and they got chappas and they're very, very old ways, you know. Okay. They are a very well-known clan, and they tend to be a lot less technologically advanced, and they sometimes remain in more of like a feral orc culture. Even as they gain more advanced technology, they still live kind of a rugged lifestyle. They're weather beaten. They're very tough. They kind of have this like out in the plains, dealing with the problems of the plains kind of feel.
Yeah.
They're really good at breeding orcoid creatures. So they're like kind of like ranchers.
Okay.
Grots and squigs, especially squigs, are really fierce in snake bites.
Okay.
So the snake bite, actually, it's kind of cool. The clan name is actually a ritual rite of passage. Basically, you have to have an extremely, to have a young aspirant join the tribe, you have to goad them into having an extremely poisonous serpent biting them and then sucking out the venom to prove his resilience. That's like the coming of age ritual.
A literal snake bite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which actually allows them to get huge immunity against things like poison. And they like to keep like snakes and like toxic spiders as pets quite often.
Oh. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. They very much believe in like toughness through initiation of the clan.
Mm-hmm. Are they very good in a fight? Like, I imagine they're not bad or anything, but like, since they're so, I don't want to say prehistoric, but since they're so like old school, like when you go up against like an ultramarine, like what are they really gonna do?
Well, you think of it this way. Like they have a ton of cavalry, gigantic squigs, huge squig like riders, like horse cavalry with like big old metal heads. But the orc snakebites, for all of their tribalism, are not weak in a fight, especially. They are incredibly tough as like orcs go. You know, they're resistant to poison. They're very rugged, live off the land. It's like if you were trying to get into a fist fight with a cowboy of the old ages. You know, it's just, the guy just has a better, just like a tough and gruff nature to him. But they're not.
But in 40K, you're not really gonna get into too many fist fights, right? Like if.
Oh yeah, they will. They're orcs.
Well, sure, but like if you get into like a gunfight. Right? Like, what are they gonna do?
What the point is, the thing is that orcs, don't forget, orcs are, okay, they have guns for one. They do have guns. They like the old ways, but they do still have weapons and bombs and guns and spears.
Okay. I thought it was literally tribal to the sense where they were fighting with like, you know, metal spears, bows and arrows and stuff like that.
No,
and I was like,
shooters and all that stuff.
Okay, I was gonna be like, man, if you're like a tribal plains warrior that doesn't have any armor, doesn't have any like artillery, I was like, how the fuck are you gonna do anything when like any chapter of Space Marine comes and gets you?
Well, you gotta also remember that orcs are fucking huge, and they're incredibly buff. Like an orc, like 3 to 4 orcs, give or take, maybe even less than that, can easily beat a space marine to death. Like, orcs fuck you up. They are incredibly large creatures. Like, if they didn't have the weird hunch in their neck, they'd probably be like 7.5 feet tall. They're even with the hunch thing, they are gigantic, and they are don't forget, they barely feel any pain. They're incredibly resilient to damage. Gaz has half of his face blown off.
Oh, that's
imagine them hitting you with what's argued like a chopper the size of like half a car door. Sharpened.
Fair.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's just like, and then you combine that with the fact that they have squigs that are the size of Marines and you can like eat them. and then you got and then the squigs have like bombs on them, and then you've got giant iron-plated head squigs that will actually crush a tank. And then so you think of it more in this, and then the squiggoths, which are the size of like a plane.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah, there's the kill rig. That's a new thing. There's like a battle wagon. There's an orc psyker on the top, and he fires out giant laser beams, and they've got cannons, and then that big old bull squig rams you. Oh,
okay. Seeing that one, I'm like, okay, I get it now. Like with the giant cannon, with the psyker, okay, okay, definitely, I get it now. Got you. Snakebite's definitely a problem. Definitely a problem.
Yes, they're definitely a problem.
Yeah.
Very scary.
Damn, that kill rig is nuts. Didn't we rate that in our squig tier list or something?
We did. It was like the bull squig or something.
Yeah. Whoa, that thing is gigantic. Holy shit.
The squiggoth is fucking enormous.
Is that what that is? A squiggoth?
A squiggoth. The squiggoths are laughably large. They're like enormous mammoths.
I'm not gonna tell you why I want to know this, but what's I think it's a hoder or a howder. Have you ever heard of one of those? Yeah, it's something that it's a big animal thing that orcs apparently ride. It was in Brutal Cunning, and I didn't know what it was supposed to look like. But they fight on the back of one, and I was like, what the fuck is a hoder?
I'm not sure, actually.
Shai, do you remember that part with the big thing they were fighting on the back of, and it's like a howder, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And they didn't really describe it. It's just some big creature that they're riding on, and I wasn't sure what that was, and I thought this would be this is what it sounded like. It sounded like whatever this is, and I was like, is this supposed to be a howder or a hoder or whatever?
Because it's like you sound so Canadian every time you keep saying that. It's a howder.
Get back on the howder there, eh?
Yeah, that's so. Oh, dude, I want to make a fucking Canadian orc army. They're bright red with like a maple leaf, and they keep talking to the orc like you get and stuff, but in a Canadian accent.
Don't ask me to do that. I cannot.
They're like, oh, sorry, you get. I'm gonna take you.
Oh yes, sorry, you zogan get.
The commando, the orc shoots him, and it's like, oh, doka.
You can never have enough doka there, eh?
That sounds fucking wonderful. All right, we gotta move on.
That was more Fargo than anything, but yeah, go ahead.
Fargo season 1 is my favorite TV shows of all time.
I've only seen the movie.
Dude, season 1 is better than the movie.
Oh.
I know, it's high praise. I think it's so good.
All right.
Anyway,
Orks.
Next up is the Evil Sons. The red ones go faster.
The fast boys, yeah.
Speed. They're red and yellow, and they get in cars. And by cars, I mean buggies, and they go fast, and they get fighter bombers and Daka jets, and they go fast.
So fast.
They want to go as fast as they can, because having things painted in red means they're going quick. They're good at 2 things: going fast and crumping. That's why they're so good at it.
Yeah, they're the Sonic faction. They gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
War bikers, speed freaks. There's a ton of really fast orcs that are going fast and moving fast. Storm boys are a really cool one. They're orcs that strap rockets to their back and they just go.
Of course.
They're actually melee units, but they have a rocket to get in there quicker.
Of course, sure. Makes sense.
So they are also surprisingly good at driving and piloting. Like, they may not have necessarily the same level of tactics, but like, you can get into legitimate dogfights with orcs because they're really good at driving and flying. They're great pilots and great drivers. These are the dudes who jumped into Halo 3, always drive the Warthog, get 0 kills, 0 deaths, but their gunner gets 41 kills and they get the wingman the whole time. Like, they're complete Giga Chads.
Okay. I would not have assumed that they were actually good pilots. I would have just assumed that they were just kind of whatever. They just like going fast, and they're just orcs, and they're just like, I won't crash, but I did it fast, and they would just be happy with that.
Yep. I mean, you would think, but they're also really good at it because they want to keep crumping. They got to be alive to keep flying and crumping.
That's true. That's true.
They also really like to make as loud of a noise as possible when they're in combat. They love to like they're the douchebags that have a fucking that have a loud ass car in a parking structure.
When you said
low red car.
When you said they like to make noise and be as loud as possible, all I imagined was like one of the Red Suns starting his like little backpack and just going yeet as loud as he can as he takes off because he just wants to make a shitload of noise.
You can hear the yeet like very quietly from a distance, and it gets louder as he starts approaching. And he just misses you and he flies right past.
Yeah. Or he just explodes right, and he's like, "What the fuck? Did he just yeet himself and miss?"
No, or the evil sons are the dudes who make their cars really loud on purpose to draw attention to them because they're pricks.
So they got big mufflers.
Yeah, the giant mufflers who obviously didn't get much attention as a kid, so they got to make everyone turn at them and be like, "Why are you this way?"
Have you ever had a car like that pass me? Like, wow, I'm impressed.
Dude,
has anybody ever been impressed by that?
They're like, wow, what a loud noise. I'm so wet right now. Like, what the fuck were you expecting?
And every time one passes, it's like, wow, what a small penis.
I was like, wow, what a fucking prick.
Right?
There's such a joke.
Every time. Never has someone been like, man, I would love to have sex with whoever was driving that. It never happens.
Yeah, see, unlike when I would bring over my Warhammer collection, like, god damn, I want to fuck that man so badly.
Things that will never happen here at Adeptus Ridiculous.
All right, let's talk about the blood axes.
The blood axes, the sneaky gates, those sneaky gates.
The they wear green and drab colors because they know that it's stealthy. They also think purple is stealthy, but I don't think they use much purple, ironically.
Have you ever seen a purple orc?
You've not. But there might be some purple they use, but normally it's just drab colors, you know? It's very drab, kind of camouflage looking type thing.
Blend
we already
kind
of talked a little bit about the blood axes in the beginning. They're honestly treated as like traitorous, treacherous orcs, you know, kind of hated. They're not
definitely.
They're really not like that.
Oh, really?
No, they're not that like I mean, yeah, I guess they'll backstab you every so often and things, but they trade, they parlay, they might retreat and come back, but they're not like they're not fucking Eldar, you know? They're not like those kinds of people.
Yeah, fuck the elves, right?
Yeah. God. Elf players, but they're not like sneaky silver-tongued witches or anything. They just like to be a little more tactical. What was the quote up earlier where it's like, I'm gonna quietly climb a wall, throw a bomb in the wall, and then you could enter through the wall. That's their tactics.
Yeah, when you hear something blow up, there'll be a hole in the wall, so go in there. And it's like, that's not that sneaky. It's not.
Shai says, presumably, old ones created them as orc leaders, but the other orcs rejected them as not being orky enough, and unorky losers who sometimes work well with humans, and they retreat and trade and do other stuff. Honestly,
she specifically said other lame shit.
Other lame shit, whatever. They like, if there was gonna be, let's say, okay, the humans are fighting the orcs and then Necrons show up. Blood Axes would most likely be the Ork clan that would side with the humans for a bit to fight the Necrons, and then they probably kill each other after that. But if there was ever like an alliance of necessity, I imagine it would be the Blood Axes.
I can see why the other orcs don't like them. Cause yeah, if you would be willing to side with the Yumis, then yeah, I imagine the orcs would not be big fans of you.
They would not. They do have one really dope character. Oh yeah, that's right. You can actually hire them as mercenaries by the humans, and you have to pay them in guns, which they will inevitably shoot you with after they're done with the work.
That sounds very orc. Yes, it
is very orc. Well, the best known orc character, at least for me, is a guy named Boss Snikrot.
Okay.
Now, Boss Snikrot. So Blood Axe is very much like Ork Commandos, which actually got a line refresh in the new Kill Team box. With the Deathcore guys.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. This is fucking perfect. All right. Read this. Please.
Okay. Listen, I sneaky, you sneaky, and Death-Tooth is sneaky too. If we all sneak in together, that's triple the sneak. Now, help me get this muffler squig on this here rocket launcher.
Muffler squig? Wait, that wasn't part of the squig tier list? Where's the
muffler squig?
Where's my silencer squig?
Silencer. Now all I'm imagining is a squig on the end of a gun, and when you shoot it, the little squig goes pew 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 pew.
Pew. Snikrot led in like these commando groups called the Red Skull Commandos in the jungles of Armageddon, and it was the concept that the Imperial Guard were afraid of one orc and one orc alone. In the dark nights of the jungle, it would just have these like tales of Boss Snikrot who would sneak through the jungle like a ghost and immediately kind of go behind you and slit your throat, and then kind of I think he actually did like an Inglourious Bastard thing where they would have their eyes torn out and like rip the scalps off their head and kind of leave them as like a warning for other people.
Damn. So did the orcs like him?
Well, he's the sneakiest git.
That's true.
He's the boss of a group called the Sneaky Gits.
I only ask because from what I've read half of Brutal Cunning, and they really don't like when an orc does sneaky shit. Like when if you attack someone from behind, like, wow, you're such a fucking coward. You need to attack them head on. They need to know you're coming, and they need to know you killed them. And they hate everything else, or at least Uthak hates everything like that. So if like you're sneaky and sneaking up behind, it's like, oh, what a fucking coward,
Yeah, that's the concept, is that all the Orc Commandos aren't particularly liked by other orcs because they don't do orky things.
Gotcha. Yeah.
There's all right, DK, here's one more for you. This personifies the Blood Axes for me.
All right.
Careful, this one's long.
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do, right? First, I's gonna yell war, and then I's gonna run up to him and crump him. Then's while I's running and hollering, and before I get to the crumping part, you lot yells war and makes a run at him too, see? Then we all crump together. 'S a great plan, innit? Damn Yumi's'll never expect it.
Yeah, so Blood Axes. Their plan was to run up and yell Waaagh together. And like, what a plan!
Very sneaky, very, very cunning.
Very cool.
Oh, very sneaky, very sneaky.
Cool.
Boy, I want to have no, not with an orc.
Damn, very sneaky, not loud muffler car. I will absolutely have sex with that man.
Absolutely.
Our last Ork clan we're going to talk about is the Freebooters. And I don't really think I need to talk a whole lot about the Freebooters.
Probably not, but...
It's the Freebooters. They fly around in spaceships? They got pirate hats. They got hook arms. They've got peg legs. They talk like orc pirates. What do they steal stuff? They raid. They plunder. I honestly have almost nothing in particular, unless Shai has anything fancy she wants to talk about with freebooters. They are orc pirates.
They're orc pirates, yeah. What else do you need to know?
There is honestly nothing else I can truly describe about orc pirates besides the fact that they are orc pirates. Take what you know about orcs and apply it to pirates.
Do they have a spaceship that looks like a pirate ship by any chance that rolls around in space, like with sails and everything?
Oh, I'm sure. Like often orc ships, spacecraft are used to ram quite often. And
well,
so
yeah, fair.
I mean,
fair.
It shouldn't surprise you, but often, the ships are very, very piratey. They look kind of like pirate ships. So I'm sure there's some out there. I can't think of a ton at the current moment, but yeah, they have squig like parrots on their shoulders and stuff, and
orc pirates. That's what they are.
Pirates. What do you want from me? Orc pirates.
Take everything you know about pirates, smush it in with orcs. Freebooters. Whoops.
Freebooters.
Freebooters.
Well, they're gonna win They're gonna win. They're gonna win everything.
How'd they get that name, Freebooters?
What
does Buddhism have to do with anything, right?
That's actually a good question. I'm not quite sure.
Buddhists, because they have free boots. They go where they want. Like I don't know.
I don't know. They're the freebooters. They're orc pirates. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's I'm sure someone will tell us, but
we'll get actually to the comments. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the freebooters. They're freebooters.
Oh, Shai said freebooters were a real thing?
Oh, well,
it's a real historical pirate group?
Well, there were things called freebooters, which is it's a term for like a quote a pirate or lawless adventurer. They're a freebooter, but it's also like, I mean, I guess that's where they would get the name. But I thought there would be kind of like a concept that got their name from something orc based, because they wouldn't know what the hell a freebooter was in terms of human tech.
I didn't know what a freebooter was until we talked about the orcs. I thought it was literally something GW came up with, and then I realized it's GW, so they must have stolen it from somewhere. Anyway.
Probably. Kind of makes me think of like Corsairs a little bit, but the Eldar took Corsairs, so.
That's right. Yeah. They were like pirates on the employ of a country, sailing around and attacking enemy ships freely. Huh. Didn't know that. The more you know. Bum, 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 bum. Anyway, go. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Orks. It's like, a little star that, the more you know. Bum, 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 bum.
Oh, yes. I know what you're talking about now. Okay. I didn't think about that in the beginning.
It's okay. It's an old reference, but it checks out.
Okay.
Yep. It's an old meme, sir, but it checks out.
It's an old meme, it works.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I'm a bit of a boomer, 90s references and whatnot.
A bit of a boomer.
Eat shit. All right. So are we orked out?
I think we're orked out. That's all the clans. That's what they're all about. I'm still not quite sure what kind of orc group I would want to make if I ever, because I got myself some I got myself some orc squig writers, the squig writing boys, because I was kind of curious about them, wanted to see how they would be. And I don't know what I would run them as. I like a lot of the orcs. I like the blood axes. I like the I like the freebooters.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of enjoy the death skulls. I don't know. I think I maybe do the blood axes. I give them like a little more red paint though.
Mm-hmm. I would want to run a lot of orc like machinery. I like their mechs. I like their tanks. I like their gigantic what are they? Gigants?
The
Gargants?
The Gorkanauts and Morkanauts and the Gargants or whatever.
Yeah, those are really cool too. I like the sort of shoddy like look to them. So I'd probably run whatever faction had the most of those.
Sorry, I was reading some of the orc rules.
Mm-hmm.
They do such a good. If there's one thing that GW does well, it's their naming sequences. So the warlord trait for the blood axes is I've got a plan, lads. But their clan culture, which is like their special trait for being that thing, it's just called tactics, but spelled TAKTIKS, tactics. And their stratagem is called Dead Sneaky. and their relic is called Morgog's Finkencap. Fucking great. I love it.
That is pretty great. I will give them credit. Those are some pretty good orc strategies. That's fair.
Like the bad moons have armed to the teeth, and then the warlord tray is the best armor teeth can buy. And then there's their relic or their stratagem is called showing off. Dead skulls are lucky blue gits. The relic is the fix up. Evil Sons is faster than use. YOOZ.
YOOZ. I like that. Yeah. Okay.
Drive by DACA is their stratagem. Culturist red ones go faster. It's great. It's great.
It's orcs, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're the entertainment that we need in this grimdark world. You know, they're still horribly savage, but they're just so fucking funny and amusing. And yeah. When you read Brutal Cunning,
yes,
the AdMech part is the worst part because you go from just these super outlandish, crazy, wild orcs and just sort of their humorous base nature, and then you go to AdMechs that are just like, I am robot. I'm going to argue with other robot, and it's like, oh, get back.
I love myself
orcs.
some AdMech, but I can totally see how that would be maybe a little bit of a buzzkill.
Yeah, the juxtaposition from orc to AdMech is, yeah. I wish it was just all orcs. Yeah.
I do wonder if it would get a little tiresome though, having to listen to the orc accent all the time. Maybe it's actually a good thing that they swap over because it'll stop it from being like a constant.
Oh yeah, you get a little break.
Yeah. That being said, at the same time, perhaps they should have had maybe Guard or someone a little bit less boring as the AdMech.
Yeah, maybe.
Regardless, orcs.
Orcs.
I think I'm gonna make mine as blood axes. I think I'm gonna be a sneaky git.
Are you actually gonna get orcs? Is that what you're saying? You're gonna make an orc army now?
No, I'll probably like paint up a couple minis here and there just for the hell of it. But gotcha. I'll paint them in a blood axes style. Well, I'll paint them in my own style because I paint everything in my own custom style because then you can run it as anything you want.
Sure.
But I'll probably do some blood axes because what's nice is you can be sneaky, but you can also not be sneaky because they both work because orcs are dumb.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, if I was gonna get an orc thing to paint, I'd definitely get one of the dreadnought ones with the
Death
crazy
Dreads.
Death Dreads, yeah. I don't know how I'd paint it, but those things are cool. I love them.
They're pretty dope.
Have you made a Death Dread on one of your streams, Shy? I don't remember if I saw you make one. You've made a shitload of orc stuff, but anyway.
I could have sworn that she made a Death Dread of some kind.
Yeah, you made a shitload of Killicans.
She got the Killicans, that's right.
Mm-hmm. I saw the Gorkanaut too. But I never saw the Death Dread. But anyway, yeah. Shy has a bunch of orc shit. She's our resident orc nerd. Fucking nerd.
Man, suck on my Gorka nuts, dude. My name's Brookie. Thank you so much for watching. Buy more merch. Buy the Orc merch. If you like orcs, you'll buy Orc merch. You know what? I actually got some people at the SoCal Open coming up to me saying that they really liked Deb's Ridiculous and the podcast. And it was really sweet, and I really liked it. And the only thing that would make it better is if they bought some merch and they were wearing it at the tournament.
Yeah, if they came up to you with an I'm a tank shirt, get that merch.
Yeah.
It's not always.
DK, where can they find you?
DK Diamante's everywhere. I don't really stream anymore. I don't really do YouTube anymore. So go to the Twitter, or you can subscribe to those other places if you want. I don't fucking care. Yeah.
PogChamp.
Poggers, bruh.
Bro.
Watch our streams. When are we streaming next week?
So we are testing out some YouTube streams, and if you would like to watch one, it will be most likely on the weekends. So if follow our Twitter, or check out the Discord. If you're a patron, you're on the Discord already, but check it out. We'll be doing like maybe a good 2 to 3 hour stream, give or take. And just having some painting and shooting the shit, answering questions. Yeah. So thank you, and
this is where you say goodbye. See you next week.
I'm ending the recording.